It's April 10th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR today. In this show, we're going to talk about MSTR's 25% gain yesterday, an absolute monumental day. We're also going to talk about Michael Saylor before that huge run up, just posting on X HODL. So thank you for that advice, Michael Saylor. I definitely followed your advice. We're going to talk about why there is only one strategy. And the reality is, yesterday, MSTR outperformed IBIT, which is the Bitcoin equivalent, by 3x, by over 3x. And what that means for the future. Again, really interesting things in this post about that. I have two epic clips from Michael Saylor. This video is not financial advice, but please do comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you're thinking. Just comment for support. It really means it. Comment for celebration, by the way. Just put celebration in the comments if you're excited about yesterday, and let's dive on in. Okay, here we go. Starting off with such a beautiful looking chart. I mean, we ended the show yesterday with that pretty brutal looking chart down of about 11 to 12%. So, hey, if we're going to share the bad, we're also going to celebrate the good. And yesterday was quite the day. MicroStrategy was up almost $60 or almost 25% for the day. This is about right where Donald Trump posted, hey, 90-day pause, and ba-boom. So we'll see where this goes. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things in the future, personally, turmoil-wise, with tariffs being threatened against various countries that don't act quick enough. And of course, this ongoing battle with China is real, and that's going to keep happening. But hey, time will tell. So let's just celebrate the good days. Let's endure the rough days together. Because if you're like me, you believe this is inevitable, you know where this is going, and let's just focus on that. And our first post today from Michael Saylor, who at 8 a.m. yesterday morning, so before all the madness, he just posted 4 letters, HODL, HODL. Michael Saylor has hodled through the last bear market where he was buying in the 60,000 range, 65,000 range of Bitcoin. And he was watching it go all the way down to 16,000, where he was buying down in that range as well. He hodled throughout all of that, all the way down, all the way up. This to him is probably nothing but a blip. So he's hodling. I'm hodling. I hope the viewers are hodling as well. So if you're hodling, just put in the comment section below HODL, because I would love to see the fact that you are doing just that, because nobody knows what the short term or even the midterm is going to look like. We have no idea. But if you have my belief system, if you have Michael Saylor's belief system, we know what the long term is going to be. We know that it's inevitable, and that is B with a capital Bitcoin, B, bull, BULL. That's the long term in our belief system. So if you're on board with that, just post HODL in the comment section. And then Michael Saylor says, Bitcoin is the best idea. There is no second best. There literally is no second best. And what is MicroStrategy doing? What is strategy doing? What is MSTR doing? Well, we are buying and leveraging the best idea. So what does that make strategy? If Bitcoin is the best idea and strategy is buying Bitcoin and leveraging Bitcoin and creating an amazing Bitcoin treasury company and a potentially future Bitcoin bank, what does that make strategy? Amazing. Let's talk about Chris, who shares, the question isn't, what is strategy doing? The question is, why isn't everyone else doing what strategy is doing? And I'm just going to go ahead and heart that, because I could not agree more, Chris. It's a question I ask myself every day. And BitStrategy says, having a portfolio of Bitcoin treasury companies is like owning a portfolio of e-commerce companies in the 2000s. Sounds smart, but you probably should have just bought Amazon. Stop playing games. Focus on your strategy. And now, listen, back in the 2000s, it was kind of obvious that, no, it wasn't obvious, but it was looking like Amazon was going to be the gorilla in the room, and they were going to either win at a monumental level or absolutely lose. They just, again, weren't profitable on any level. They were just going into incredible amounts of debt as they're building out their strategy. Jeff Bezos' strategy, which of course took over the world of e-commerce. But today, it's even so much more obvious who the winner is, and that's the 528,000 Bitcoin stash that Michael Saylor has accumulated over at Strategy. MSTR is so much a clearer winner than even Amazon was in the 2000s. So much more clear, in my opinion. The moats, the head start that they have, there's no competition. And so, like, buying a portfolio of other Bitcoin treasury companies, like to me, I just want to own the clearest winner in my mind, the only massive winner of the future in my mind, the best bet in my mind, the inevitable bet in my opinion, Strategy. So I could not agree with you more. Bit Strategy, let's go. Chris says, Strategy is no longer a software company, it's a refinery company. Not one that extracts oil, but one that aggregates raw Bitcoin and standardizes it into a range of financial products ready for the world to consume, built to satisfy the needs of the entire investor spectrum wanting passive Bitcoin exposure and engineered to scale, turning volatility into financial fuel, turning Satoshi's invention into a capital market instrument. When you invest in Strategy, you're not just investing in Bitcoin, you're investing in the infrastructure that delivers it to the world. Raw Bitcoin goes in. Strategy is the absolute behemoth beast that turns it into dividends, converts, equity, ETFs, options, stuff that everybody wants to buy on the fixed income side, but they can't buy Bitcoin, but they can buy Strategy. They can buy MSTR. Strategy has made a strategic decision to securitize Bitcoin as an asset class. Michael Saylor. And Michael, you are succeeding on that mission. Jeff posted, not quite sure I've ever seen an entire market get vertical to the upside like this before. Major whiplash. And this is when MSTR was only up 18% and ended up again another 7% up here. So maybe like around here at 25%. But it is crazy what to see here and how MSTR outperformed IBIT by 3x. So, I mean, insane stuff. I mean, Amazon, wow, that is vertical, crazy stuff. Tesla, 13, wow. Just absolutely get after it. Okay, let's move over to Chris. He says, I repeat, markets will go up again as quickly as they went down. All you need to do is relax and enjoy the show. Nothing stops this train. And I wanted to post this because back on April 4th, when there was a lot of question marks, a lot of turmoil, people were like, we are just tariffing the world at a massive level and Trump's never going to stop. And of course, there's a 90-day pause now as we figure things out, except for China. Chris just wanted to repeat that, hey, he called this. And I want to give Chris credit for calling it because he did. And Adam says, MSTR with over 3x the performance of Bitcoin today. Imagine when Bitcoin returns to 100,000 plus after Saylor buys even more. We're talking MNAVs not even yet reached. We have not even begun to see how the stock will melt the faces off the doubters and the haters higher. That's a fun looking chart. I'm not going to lie. All right, we have two great video clips coming up from Michael Saylor as soon as we get back from thanking our sponsors. So check it out. I know we're all looking to stack more Bitcoin and MSTR, and to do that, we need more fiat. So let's chat about our sponsor, ShipStation. We all know the market can seem pretty chaotic at times, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for your business, you already understand chaos. While we might not be able to help calm the chaos in the market, ShipStation is here to help when it comes to shipping and fulfillment. I've used ShipStation to easily automate shipping to customers around the globe. My favorite part about the platform, managing orders in one simple dashboard makes an otherwise massive task feel pretty darn simple. Plus, ShipStation not only integrates with the services and selling channels you already use, it's also the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers. ShipStation hooks you up with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com/MSTR to sign up for your free trial, or click the pinned comment below this video. That's shipstation.com/MSTR. And thank you for supporting our sponsors that allow myself and my team to continue to produce these daily videos for you for free. Now back to the show. How is it that some businesses just nail it when it comes to marketing and selling products? Think about brands like Heinz or Allbirds. Well, the truth is, an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business making selling, and for shoppers, buying simple. And for millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and they also have a not-so-secret secret, Shop Pay, which boosts conversions up to 50%. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Want to grow your business? Then your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Just remember, businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Heinz and Allbirds use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/MSTR, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/MSTR to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/MSTR.
Think you own a Nigerian warehouse. You own 1,000 acres in Siberia. You own a private portfolio of Chinese stocks, right? You own a bar of gold, right? Why do you own these things? Because you had to put your money somewhere. So Bitcoin is replacing or competing with those things. If you look at the M2 money supply, I think the US dollar was showing as like 13, maybe 17% of that. And the primary competitors of the dollar are CNY, Euro, and JPY, yen, Euro, and Chinese currency. So as the stable coin, as the digital currency backed by the dollar starts to circulate, that number is going to go from 17% to 30%, right? And what we're doing is we're really competing with other world currencies. And then the Bitcoin asset is less than 1%. And as it grows, if Bitcoin goes to $13 million a coin, then Bitcoin will go from 0.5% or 20, 30 basis points of the world's capital assets to 13% of the world's capital assets. It will still compete with real estate, equity, and bonds, but it will emerge as like a monetary index for long-term money. And so that's why it's important to understand this idea of digital commodity, because the use case of a digital commodity is not capital creation. That's why all the altcoiners, that's why they don't get, if you have zero money, you can't buy Bitcoin. So if you have zero money, but you're a podcaster, you need to issue a token to raise money. So capital creation is a use case of a token. The use case of a digital commodity is capital preservation and appreciation. If you already have money and you want to store your money for 100 years without worrying about risk, then you want to put it in a savings account. And so traditionally, the king commodity as a long-term money was gold. And what happens is gold demonetizes silver, and silver demonetizes copper, and copper demonetizes glass beads, and they all demonetize the giant stone coin of the Yap people or bales of tobacco. And so Gresham's law says the strongest money wins. In the end, there can be just one. We're all going to go to the strongest form of money. So the strongest form of long-term money, which I'll call capital, is Bitcoin right now. And all these other assets are going to be traded in for Bitcoin. And there's no point creating a second or third Bitcoin because there's only one network that's going to win. The rest are just going to collapse against it. And let's talk a bit more about that. Why is it not garbage? Why is Bitcoin great? Bitcoin is a digital commodity. Every other commodity I can name is a physical commodity. Physical commodities are God-given, and anyone in the world can create them. Digital commodities were created by the brilliance of human beings in a fluke. You needed to have a brilliant engineer, Satoshi, give away this gift to the world. The world needed to embrace the gift. The protocol needed not to be defective. And after many, many years of not knowing whether it was something or nothing, it spontaneously monetized and came to life. It really is a miracle of the 21st century. Why is a digital commodity important? Well, you can vibrate a digital commodity 60 times a second on a computer. You can move a digital commodity at the speed of light. The AIs can decompose and recompose a digital commodity millions of times an hour, simultaneously moving it and distributing it all around the world at the speed of a computer. Can't do that with palladium. Can't do that with gold. There's no way Apple Computer's ever going to ship an upgrade that has multi-factor authentication on a physical commodity. It needs to be a digital commodity, and that's what makes Bitcoin special.
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR today. And just as bad as my MSTR purchase looks 2 days ago, my one from yesterday looks pretty sweet. I did swoop in at $253. And of course, the price ended up in the 290s. So that was a fortuitous purchase yesterday on my very up and down journey of buying $210 of MSTR every single trading day of 2025. This coming Sunday, I'll be giving you the full portfolio breakdown, but here you go. See me having acquired 0.836 share of MSTR. At actually $212. I think the price was kind of going up a lot as I was hitting that buy button at the markets. So got a little more expensive for me, but my goal is to buy right around $210 every single day, every trading day. Remember, there's FUD everywhere. People were calling for MSTR to go down to 100 to 75. Who knows what the future holds? But Michael Saylor said HODL. I believed him and I believe in him and I believe in strategy. And I am doing nothing but HODLing because I believe it's inevitable. This is, as you know, my swag, inevitable. That's B with a Bitcoin B, because I see such an amazing future ahead. I am so bullish long term. I am absolutely clueless in the short to midterm. I don't pretend to know anything in that time frame. I just know where this is going long term with my belief system, and that is inevitable, and that is higher. And as Michael Saylor says, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.